First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge that yes, this video is overdue, and I probably should have made this a long time ago. I have some things that I need to address, and they have been bothering me for a long time, and I just have to speak my truth. And I understand that I'm going to receive backlash. I would like to present my case on why I think Marty McFly is the blueprint for what men should be. This is an academic investigation on one of the best written male characters in my very well-educated and experienced opinion as well. Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would like to address some misinformation, if I may. One of which being that Marty wanted to get with his mother, Lorraine Baines, in 1955. To that I say, did you watch the movie? That is entirely false. We know from the jump that Marty has a girlfriend named Jennifer Parker, which we will get to, and also he is visibly uncomfortable when Lorraine proceeds to hit on him and flirt with him because he knows it's his mother. Case in point, I would like to show after the kiss, which happens in the car, which, by the way, was initiated by Lorraine. They are both uncomfortable. What about that face right there is giving enthusiasm? Next, another misinformed take is that Marty McFly is a loser. This is also false. First and foremost, Marty McFly is in a band called the Pinheads. Okay? This happens maybe 10 minutes into the movie, if that. Maybe in the first 7 minutes. We see that he has a band. We see that he has dreams and ambitions to become a rock star. That's what a loser is? To you? Okay. He also skateboards. Can you skateboard? I don't think so. He also has a girlfriend. Once again, we will get to her. Exhibit A, Jennifer Parker. He's a time traveler. And I feel that his swag is pretty undeniable. Does that look like a loser to you? Exhibit A, I would like to address the girlfriend, of whom he adores. In fact, when he goes back to 1955, one of the first things he says to Doc is, "I got a girl waiting for me in 1985. And Doc says, "Is she beautiful?" And Marty says, "She's crazy about me." Jennifer Parker is one of the main reasons that Marty wants to get back to the future. Did you even watch the movie? Here's something that I feel, if you disagree with those points, that you should maybe consider. Maybe your life is so sad that you feel the need to project onto Marty because he's cool and you're lame. I would like to provide some evidence to my point, if I may. First and foremost, physical evidence. If you do not find Michael J. Fox attractive, you got some toxic masculinity that you need to deal with, or maybe some internal homophobia that you need to address in therapy. Because that man is gorgeous, okay? I mean, have you seen these look-alike contests in Central Park? I'm about to start one for myself for Michael J. Fox lookalikes. He is the most attractive man I've ever seen in my life. Marty McFly is a style icon. Whether it's 1985, 2015, 1955, an alternate universe, my man knows how to dress. He's enthusiastic about it, okay? He loves an outfit. He loves an outfit change. And I'm here for it. And he always shows up dressed to the nines. You will never catch Marty McFly slacking. Marty McFly is what I would call a registered good guy, and I'm not talking about, but he's a good guy. Like, he is genuinely a good person. He stands up for George. He stands up for his dad in 1955 and helps him build up the courage to confront Biff. He has no problem standing behind George and fighting for what George deserves and fighting for what is right. It doesn't even cross his mind. He is always willing to stick up for the little guy, even when the little guy is his dad. He's extremely loyal. Okay? He loves Doc Brown. He would do anything for Doc Brown. He wakes up at 1 o'clock in the morning to meet Doc Brown at the Twin Pines Mall when he should be sleeping, when he knows that he has to go to the lake the next day. He also knows that he needs the car to get Jennifer and him up to the lake. Unfortunately, the car was in a crash. Thank you, Biff. But then we find out later in the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, that he has his own truck, a 4x4, and he takes Jennifer up to the lake as promised, or so we assume. But if you see part 2 and 3, I don't know if we actually get to the lake. I don't know if we ever actually get to the lake. That's neither here nor there. He's loyal. He's loyal to the people he cares about. He loves Jennifer. He loves his parents. He loves Doc. He's going to do whatever it takes for them. He cares deeply about his family. Hello. See the previous point. I have yet to see another man as empathetic as Marty McFly. Martin Seamus McFly, okay? Mr. McFly has so much empathy for the people around him. That man has a heart of gold. And he's not motivated by his ego or pride or glory. He does it because he knows it's the right thing. He's not doing it for himself. He's just doing what he thinks is right. I think anybody with a third party point of view can agree that Marty McFly always tends to do the right thing, or tries to at least do the right thing. He learns from his mistakes. He learns. He's willing to learn from his past mistakes and make up for them. He also has a strong moral compass. Like, yeah. Like, what do you... Yeah. His heart's in the right place. Can't say that about a lot of men, to be quite honest with you. And he willingly makes time for his girlfriend. Fellas, I need you to write this down. Marty McFly willingly makes time for his girlfriend. She's never a bother. Even when she's going to hit her grandma's for the evening, he goes, I'll call you tonight. She goes, I'll be at my grandma's. Writes down the number. Granted, does he miss her calls? Yes. But he's upset because the car's ruined. And he can't take her to the lake. He probably doesn't want to confront that. He probably doesn't want to say, hey, Jennifer, I've got terrible news. We can't go to the lake. He's probably devastated. But then, lo and behold, guess what? Changes the future. He's got a truck. No more worries there. He loves her so much. Doc, she's crazy about me. I mean, come on. Hello? Anyway, so high level, Marty McFly's green flags are he loves his family, he's loyal to his friends, he's emotionally supportive, he's creative and artistic, hello band, he's protective but not controlling, and he doesn't hold grudges, he helps people with confidence, he's funny, and he has goals and ambitions. He has a lot more going on than a lot of the men I know in my life right now. I've had a lot of people in my life tell me that what I like about Marty McFly is the bare minimum. And to that I have to say that I fear a lot of people's boyfriends and partners that I know of are doing below the bare minimum if Marty McFly is the bare minimum. And yet, y'all are still together. So, interesting. Interesting how you watch yourself, girl. Hold on. Be careful, because the ice is thin, alright? I didn't come to play. I feel that we need to address what the bare minimum is. So, when it comes to friendship, the bare minimum would be helping your friend when they're in trouble. Marty McFly travels across centuries to help his friend Doc Brown. Your boyfriend won't even come pick you up from the bar sometimes. Like, don't even get me started. Loyalty. Bare minimum is that you stick by your friends, you know? Maybe, I don't know, someone beefs with your friend, you stop talking to that person. Or you you take your friend's side. Some of you can't even do that. Some of you can't even take your friend's side when someone else does them wrong or does them dirty. Marty McFly, on the other hand, remains loyal to Doc Brown and his friends when friendship involves terrorists, lightning strikes, and temporal paradoxes. That shit doesn't matter to him. He's like, doesn't even think twice about it. Family. The bare minimum is that you want your family to be happy, right? We want our family to be in good spirits, happy. That's the bare minimum. Marty McFly saves his parents' entire future, and thus changing the trajectory of his family's future, okay? Bullies. The bare minimum is that you tell them to knock it off. Mr. Martin Seamus McFly, on the other hand, throws himself directly in Biff's path. He directly interferes to stick up for George. He trips him at Lou's Cafe because he knows that he's not going to let this guy bully his dad. No. He also formulates this whole plan to get George to be the hero. He's willing to make himself look bad so that George can look better. So that Lorraine will be like, dang, what a man. And some other points. I mean, he's selfless. The bare minimum of being selfless is maybe putting other people before you. Marty McFly, on the other hand, risks his own existence. He risks his own existence for other people. Okay? Have we seen that, you know? Hello. Courage. The bare minimum is you face your fears occasionally. You don't do it every day. We don't do scary things every day. Marty McFly, on the other hand, Martin Seamus McFly, he faces terrorists and gunshots and, you know, alternative dystopian timelines where Biff's his dad. He ain't afraid of that. He says, not today. I gotta go back and fix this, is what he says. Helping a friend. The bare minimum, calling them an Uber when they're too drunk at the bar to send him home. Some of y'all can't even do that. I can't. Martin Seamus McFly, on the other hand, would travel to 1885 to make sure his best friend is okay. Part 3, baby. Check it out. Now, when it comes to Marty's moral compass, one thing when Marty's faced with a choice, he always asks himself, what is the right thing to do? Marty McFly always tries to do the right thing. Whether that is making himself look bad so that someone else can look good, or that's, you know, writing a letter that maybe he shouldn't. Writing a letter, letting his friend know that in 30 years' time, he's going to get shot by terrorists, and maybe he should wear some sort of bulletproof vest, even though he knows that this is going to, you know, change the trajectory of life and no person should know too much about their own future. He's willing to risk that because he knows later down the line he's going to save his friend. He knows that he needs to make George look good in front of Lorraine so that Lorraine falls in love with him. He knows that he's got to go to the future to prevent his kids from doing some terrible things with Biff's great-grandson or grandson, Griff. Marty is willing to put so much on the line so that he can do the right thing. I do have to address some flaws in order to keep this presentation fair and equal, and so we are going to do such. Now, this flaw is to be argued, but some people have an issue with it, and that would be his best friend. Why is this teenage boy friends with an old man? And to that I say, read the comics, because you'll know how that friendship came to be, and how ethical it is, and that it's not inappropriate, and if you're gonna make it weird, that says more about you than it does about Marty McFly. It is a beautiful example of a healthy, genuine male friendship, and some of you are too ignorant to acknowledge it. And that says more about you, doesn't it? Yeah. Second, he does have self-esteem issues, but who doesn't? Okay? Yeah. He auditions for the Battle of the Bands, and they tell him he's too darn loud. And he takes it personal. Wouldn't you? Yeah. He's like, man, I don't think I have a future. This was my only shot. You know what Jennifer reminds him? If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And guess what? In the musical, it works out for him. Spoiler alert. At the end of the musical, he sings Power of Love. He gets what he wants. He plays his dream. He gets to live his dreams at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. That's the whole point of Johnny Be Good, is Marty McFly gets to live his dreams. He gets to do the thing that he was set out to do. He's a rock star for a moment. And that's all he wants. He just wants to be a rock star. And so, when that plan gets diverted, yeah, of course he's going to take it personal. And of course he's going to be upset about it. Wouldn't you? He does take bait pretty easily. This is definitely a flaw of his. When Griff calls him chicken, he is prepared to fight back. However, by the third movie, he learns not to take the bait. He is a little impulsive. I will say he is a little impulsive. He tries to outrun the Libyan terrorists instead of maybe calling 911. But, you know, hey, there wouldn't be a movie if we didn't go back in time, if we didn't hit 88 miles per hour and go back in time. That's the whole point. Hello. And last but not least, I will acknowledge that Marty McFly is a troublemaker. For the fact that, yes, he did set his living room rug on fire, but, in his defense, he was 8 years old. While Marty McFly is not a perfect human being, his flaws are largely the result of being 17. What did you do at 17? Like, if you were to judge my character based on who I was at 17? Give me a break. Like, you guys were all perfect. If you were to judge my character today based on the things that I said and did when I was 17, yeah, you would think I'm a menace too. Like, get out of here with that. So in conclusion, Marty McFly isn't the perfect male specimen because he's flawless, because clearly he's got flaws, but he is the perfect male specimen because he consistently chooses to be kind, loyal, brave, and supportive even when it's difficult. Bonus points for consideration. He invented rock and roll. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. People are going to get upset about that. He did not invent it. He kind of borrowed it and returned it back to its owner. In a way. In a way. In a way, he was like, hey, Chuck Berry, you kind of lost this. If not for Marvin Berry, where would we be? You know? Anyway. But I will say he did save the dance so that his parents could live happily ever after. And what have you done for your parents lately? Anyway, that is the end of my presentation. I do feel that the next time this is brought up at a party, I will pull up this presentation and give it to the group at large. I will say, yeah, these memes are true. Hot girls had a crush on Marty McFly. Like, hello, I've seen myself in a mirror. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And if you disagree, you're wrong. And if you take it personally, that's on you. And I will not settle for anything less. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, and yeah. I think I'm gonna watch Back to the Future now because it's been a minute. Okay, bye!